All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about a company that has a pretty wild idea. They want to put you right on the F1 finish line, not just as a fan watching from the sidelines, but as an actual owner. They're taking these huge, iconic moments in motorsports and turning them into digital assets. So how are they going to pull this off?
I mean, really think about that for a second. What if you could actually own a piece of that winning moment? Not just the memory of watching it on TV, but a verified, one-of-a-kind digital piece of that victory. That's the big question they're posing, and you gotta admit, for any F1 fan, that's a pretty tempting idea. So, the company making all this happen is called Apertum SportsFuture, and their goal is, well, it's massive. They want to take every single Formula One Grand Prix and transform the key moments into digital trophies that you can actually own. The idea is to give fans and collectors a way to hold on to a piece of the action forever. And let's be clear, this isn't just a one-time thing. The plan is to do this for the entire 2026 F1 season. That means for every single race weekend, a brand new set of these collectibles gets created and registered on the blockchain. So every time that checkered flag waves, a new verifiable piece of digital history is born. Okay, so what are these digital trophies really? Let's break down the specifics. What are people actually going to be getting their hands on if they decide to buy in? At the end of the day, they're NFTs, or non-fungible tokens. But, beyond all the tech jargon, the company pitches them as these officially verified slices of motorsport history. The whole point is that they're more than just a digital picture. They're designed to really capture the feeling, the drama, and the unique story of each race weekend. It basically boils down to two different types. First up, you've got the unique NFT. And yeah, the name says it all. It's a true one-of-one for each race. It even comes with a physical, handcrafted display, which is a pretty cool touch. Then, to open things up a bit, there's the limited edition. They make 10 of these for every race, so more fans have a shot at owning a piece of the action. Now, if you're thinking about grabbing one of these, you need to know it's a very specific process. You can only find them on the OpenPlaza Marketplace, and you have to use their own currency, APTM, to buy them. This exclusivity is clearly a big part of their whole strategy. So, who are the people behind this huge project? Well, it turns out their backstory is almost as interesting as the product they're selling. They've really built their whole brand around this compelling, zero-capital origin story. This quote pretty much sums up their entire vibe. They make it super clear that they didn't start with a bunch of investor money or industry connections. Nope. They say it was just an idea and the pure grit to see it through. It's that classic underdog story, which honestly fits right into the high-stakes world of F1. And this is how they say they did it, what they call the Apertum method. It wasn't just a dream. They claim they literally built their own tools, these income-generating trade bots, to fund the whole thing themselves. Then they just let that money compound over time until they had enough to launch SportsFuture, completely on their own terms. And you can see how they connect their own work ethic directly to the athletes they're celebrating. This whole philosophy of training harder, staying consistent, never stopping, they position that as the engine driving not just their company, but also the F1 champions winning on the track. So how does this all fit into their grand plan? Well, this project is about way more than just selling some cool collectibles. It's all part of a much bigger vision for what being a sports fan could mean in this new digital era. What they're really trying to do is build a bridge. You see it here. On one side, you've got everything we love about traditional sports, the passion, the adrenaline, the community. And on the other side, you have the world of digital ownership, investment, utility, collectability. They want to merge those two worlds, creating a future where your passion for a team or a driver can actually become a tangible asset you own. And right here, this is the master plan. This whole massive Formula One project is designed to be the shiny, exciting entry point. The goal is to grab the world's attention and then funnel all that interest and excitement into their much larger Apertum ecosystem, where they have all sorts of other opportunities. So if any of this has got you curious, you're probably wondering what's next. Well, they've laid out a pretty clear path for anyone who wants to follow along as the season kicks off. For anyone looking to get involved, they've basically given you a checklist. They're saying, hey, subscribe to our YouTube playlist to see the race highlights, turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything, and of course, keep your eyes glued to the OpenPlaza Marketplace for the actual drop announcements. And they wrap it up with the perfect F1 reference. It really signals that this is just the beginning, right? They're positioning this whole project on the starting line, revving its engines, ready for what they hope is an absolutely unforgettable season of racing and digital collecting. Which kind of leaves us with a big question, doesn't it?
Is this really the future of how we engage with sports? A model where we can actually own a piece of the game? Or is it just a really cool new kind of collectible, like a high-tech trading card? It could easily be both. I guess we'll just have to watch the season unfold to see how this race ends.